Doctor Mistakes. Hi, friends, it's Adam, the crippled cannabis cowboy. Subscribe to my channel if you get a minute. It helps me out a lot. Those doctor mistakes, man. I always think about them anyway, from both sides, from mistakes that I make and mistakes they make. Now, I've said this before, but good people can make mistakes. Good people can do bad things sometimes. It's weird trying to sit back and, I guess, find forgiveness in my heart for some of the things that are done to me. Everyone has their own opinions of doctors and, even what happened with me with this multiple sclerosis. There's like the lovers, and then there's the haters. And then there's the people that don't really give a shit. I've made countless mistakes. I would say the most common mistake that I make is schedules. Because there's a lot of doctors in my life. There's actually so many I'm embarrassed to even say it. Well, I don't really get embarrassed. To tell you the truth, I just don't know. So with that, I've noticed for myself, I have like 3 different lists of different doctors, and then there's another list that's not that, like physical therapists and therapies, I'll call it. There's like a therapy list, and there's like 3 doctors list. And it's a pain in the ass to balance all the schedules and be on time at the right one and all this stuff. If my eyes worked and my brain worked, maybe it would be a little better. It's actually encouraged me to use my phone more for my planning because, I've screwed up several times, and thinking about it from the outside in, if I was a doctor and I spent all this time and all this money learning these things I learned, and then someone doesn't come in, I really don't care what the reason is. Yeah, I'd like to know, like, hey, this guy's not getting the information that he needs to come in. But at the same time, life's gotta go on, man. I got a family, I got shit, I got bills I gotta pay. So I look at those things. Then there's the testing. I have to pay extra close attention to when the test is, who the test is for. And the tests, I'm noticing they seem to come up like every 6 months or something. It's strange. It's kind of like when they surface, it's kind of like, oh, okay, it's testing time, Adam. So that brings appointments into the whole game because, the game is different now. I noticed, like, there's this Quest place for blood tests. I actually don't like it. I think it was a big mistake, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that need tending to. Back in the day, if the doctor needed a test, he'd take a test. He'd take the blood test or urine test or whatever kind of test that he needed to do to know what he needed to do or she needed to do. Now it's different. Now you get sent somewhere, and who knows, I don't know, who knows if the fucking test came from me, can it get mixed up, all these, it just introduces all kinds of other issues that I just don't happen to like, but that's the way the world is now. Now with all these mistakes that I've made, I also remember that, these are people that I'm dealing with, these doctors and these professionals, and yeah, they've gone to school, yeah, they've sat there and learned, but you know what, they ain't perfect. They could fucking make mistakes too. And I actually think that some big mistakes were made with me. Finally there's some eyeballs kind of starting to look at it, but, in my opinion, yeah, I developed a ridiculous disease called multiple sclerosis, but the stage that I'm in, I think, may have been encouraged because we don't know everything about it. In my opinion, just being like a leader, coach, retired, normal human being, I would wait. I would be like, hey, you have this. This drug's fucking crazy. And maybe it's your only option. Why don't you wait until you need it? That's what I would do. I wasn't waited until I needed it. And honestly, 2 weeks after I fell into this multiple sclerosis treatment game, that's when the nightmare started. 2 weeks after I started. You can look into it, people are kind of like, oh, you're full of shit, whatever, but look into my medical records and you'll see that I went downhill the minute these crazy drugs started. Wish I was lying, but I'm not. Like, 2 weeks later, man, my life changed. I lost my jobs, I lost my apartment, I've lost friends. And in the midst of that, I was treated very fucking sour by several of them. I don't know shit about it. I'm just a normal human being. Thank you for watching my video. If you're in this debilitating disease boat like me, research it. Don't panic. You gotta stay patient. And honestly, if you were to have something, you would want it now. You wouldn't want to have anything to do with 20 years ago, 30, 40, 50. I've read stories. A lot of people don't know this, but they used to lock people like me in a room and just let us lose our fucking minds. So, no, the human race doesn't really know. We're learning, but to act like we know is sort of foolish.